An action-packed weekend full of glories, tensions, point drops, relegation battle, title contenders. Congratulations to some teams picking up the trophy. More and more actions over the weekend. We are here on Monday to give you all the reactions expected for you to enjoy on the show right here on Dominion Television, your channel of choice. You're welcome to Dominion Sport, where we talk all things sport on the go. And this wonderful morning, we'll be taking you on a journey into the world of sports from the local front. The MPFL is getting up to the final day of the season. Some teams have qualified, for continental football. Is to the end of the season to know who's going to lift the MPFL title. Also, some teams are confirmed relegation battle already in the MPFL. We're going to be talking about some, actions to look forward to in the world of boxing, the world of basketball. Also, giving you update about some teams who have been crowned champions this seasons in their leagues. All this and more on the show right here. I am Paul Abe Toluwanimi, and I'm not alone in the studio this wonderful morning. I have my top-notch analyst in the studio. I have the Queen of Sport, Mabuba, joining me this wonderful morning, and also Sanuruddin Alimi right here to talk sport on the go. Let me start off with the King of Sport. Let me ask you, what's your highlight of the weekend, and how was the weekend for you?
Thank you very much for that, Toluwanimi. I'll mention that my own highlights from all the action-packed activities that we witnessed over the weekend was the match that took place last night between Barcelona and Real Madrid. And I'll say that that goal that Marcus Rashford scored for Marquis' return after being 5 weeks out, it now takes Italy to 14th. And I must ask that what better way to announce your return than having a superb goal right there in the El Clasico and also lifting the title at the Camp Nou. So for me personally, I do have, shall I say a bias for Marcus Rashford. I've been watching for quite a long time, and it's actually great to see him back and being back to his very best and eventually lifting the title right there at the Camp Nou in front of the Barcelona fans.
Okay, beautiful. So, Nuruddin, let me ask you your highlights for the weekend. I know we both watched the game, Shooting Stars against Barao, but I'm sure it's more than that for you. It should be Arsenal, if I'm correct. It should be Arsenal, Roa, or something else quite different.
It doesn't have to do with football. Good morning. Marcus Rashford scored against our darling Real Madrid, and that was a highlight. I'm shocked. But
you're shocked, okay.
You shouldn't be.
My highlight was the boxing bout, all British affair between Wardroom and Dubois. It was exciting. It's been a while I saw something brutal as that on the
Action brutal,
It was all fun, and both fighters gave it all their best. In the end, Dubois got the title, and that was my highlight from the weekend. And I'm just happy to be here to dissect all the actions and dramas that came from the weekend. All
right, beautiful. Let's just start off with the MPFL result over the weekend, just like we usually do right here on the show. Some expected result, some did not go in favor of some teams, and maybe I should be sitting on the throne right now, comfortably saying Remo Stars would not still relegate to the end of the season. I don't know who is on my side right now, but I'm saying it again. Remo Stars to the final end of the season, and I'm going to relegate. But let's not talk about that, because I know you're ready for me. Let's look at some other teams who picked up vital results when it comes to the MPFL. Shooting Stars against Barao, the game ended 1-0. El Kanemi Warriors played to Niger Tornadoes. When we are back, we'll be giving you more actions in the match day 37 result right here on the go. Stay connected to Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live? Like never before. Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
Need a professional space to bring your vision to life? Dominion Television Studios offers state-of-the-art facilities perfect for your next broadcast, commercial, corporate video, or live event. With flexible rental options, cutting-edge equipment, and a supportive team, we provide the perfect environment for high-quality productions. Unleash your creativity. For bookings, email us at marketing@dominion.org.ng. Call us on 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok @Dominion Broadcast and on X @DominionCasts. Book your space today. Dominion Television, your channel of choice.
All right, you're welcome back to Dominion Television, your channel of choice. We're still talking sport right here on the go. Dominion Sports, just for you to enjoy all things sport right here. Moving away from that, let's still continue from where we left off, looking at the results in match day 37 of the MPFL. Like I said, Shooting Stars against Barao. That one ended 1-0 in favor of Shooting Stars. Lucky Giang Emmanuel getting all to the point for Shooting Stars. El Academy Warriors against Niger Tornadoes played out a goalless draw. Quara United against Iyimba. That one ended 2-0. We have Remo Stars against Bayelsa United. 2-1 in favor of Remo Stars. Rangers International picking up the victory against Bended Insurance. Katsina United thumping Ikorodu City 4-1. Wiki Tories against Rivers United. The game ended 3-2. Abia Warriors against Kun Khalifa. The game ended in favor of the away team at 2-0. Kano Pillars against Wari Wolves 1-0. National United against Plateau United 1-0 in favor of Nasarawa United. And I saw some things happening right there for Kun Khalifa and Abia Warriors, some fight between the both owners, and I'm wondering what are we doing here, but that's not the case. Story for today. Let's talk about Shooting Stars quickly. The Queen of Sport. For you, that has now given them a shift and a pull to continental sport. Maybe the final game of the season might now cement it, but this is what it is for Shooting Stars, picking up the victory against Barao FC.
Okay, so first of all, I have to say congratulations to Shooting Stars. Although the battle itself is not over, they still have one more game away from home for them to eventually cement their position there to participate in the continental competition next season. But then I do say that they actually kind of pulled off a great fight against Barao. I mentioned that going into this encounter, on Friday before the encounter himself on Sunday, I do mention that Barao is a team that's going to pull off a fight because this is a team that has defeated Rangers at Rangers' home soil. So for that encounter, it was a good thing that Lucky was able to secure, a goal early into the first half, and then they were able to still hold on. There was a lot of back and forth. Both teams tried to create the chances, with Barao coming forth over and over and trying to create chances. But fortunately for Shooting Stars, they weren't able to capitalize on those chances, which I think is a good thing for Shootings. And now they're actually right there, comfortable at the top 4 of the table. But as I mentioned earlier, the battle itself is not over. What is actually going to determine whether or not they are going to be able to participate in the continental competition, which they've so much wanted since the beginning of the season, is dependent on their next encounter, which is a match day 38. So congratulations to them. We know the battle itself is not over, but they are just one step closer towards finally being able to grab what they've been targeting right from the beginning of the season. All
right, beautiful. Since I didn't really in UL Stadium yesterday for you, what was that game like for Coach Nuruddin Aweru? His boys had a day, execute all to the point for themselves. What's next for them the last game of the season?
It was a tale of two halves for me. Shooting Stars had the first half. They played very well. They created a flurry of chances for themselves, but they were the only able to convert one at the end of the day. On the second half, they were abysmal, in my own opinion. The midfield was totally out of place. There was no traction. The Barrow midfielders were just going through them over and over again, which I think is a problem for them. And I mentioned on Friday, the middle of the park is a very important place for them to hold very there. But they were able to manage to get the maximum point at the end of the day, which has pushed them on third position. And now I think they'll be ruining their draw against Kwara United more and more now.
Yeah.
But that is far gone now. They need to focus on the last game of the season against Niger Tornadoes in Niger State, which is going to be a very pivotal one, because Rangers also have it all to play against Ikorodu in Lagos, and Ikorodu will also be looking to get the continental ticket on the last
after that loss against
after that dismantling loss against Katsina United. So it's all to play for in the last game of the season, but kudos to Shooting Stars. They were able to get the maximum point at the end of the day, but they need to up their performances in the next game if they want to snatch the continental ticket and complete their objectives for the season. All
right, beautiful. Let's talk about Remo Stars quickly. The game ended 2-1 for you. Do you see Remo Stars escaping relegation this season after this victory, against Bayelsa United? The last game is going to be an away game. Is it over, for them, or maybe they have a chance in next season for the MPFL?
I would say it is tilting for Remo Stars. It is tilting towards them, being relegated to the second division of Nigerian football. Yes, they were able to secure a win against Bayelsa United yesterday, 2-1, thanks to the goal from Alex and Victor Mbauma, which was quite good and expected, because we know that majority of their wins has been on home soil. But then I would say that there is a lot to play for in the next encounter, which will be having against Bendel Insurance. Bendel Insurance lost by 2-1 to Rangers on Sunday. Now, if we take a look at it, it is more or less seeming as though it is going to end in a draw, because we know that the performances of Remo Stars when they play away from home, it is more or less predictable. That is them. There's a higher chance of them securing a loss than them securing a win. And if we take a look at this Bendel Insurance side, Bendel Insurance have had quite, should I say, a shaky performance when they play at home, but at the same time, they're a team that know how to win at home. And Remo Stars has proven over and over that they do not quite have what it takes to secure a win when they are not playing on home soil. So I would say that it is, if they can actually secure a win when they go against Bendel Insurance, although that is slim, it might give them a chance at even managing to escape relegation, but that is also dependent on the result of the other teams who are also currently battling relegation as well. If you take a look at Warri Wolves and Niger Tornadoes, I think Bayelsa United relegation is already confirmed, but it's also dependent on Niger Tornadoes and Warri Wolves results in the encounter next week. So if Remo Stars, if one managed to secure a win, as I mentioned, it is still not all in the ball is not totally in their court. If they secure a loss, then the relegation is confirmed. But even if they secure a win, it is still dependent on the results that other teams who are battling relegations get. If other teams manage to secure wins, the Remo Stars' quest to remain the MPFL is as good as over. And if they secure a loss, they themselves have confirmed it.
Okay. Do you agree with that statement? And why you also look forward to Rangers International victory? What next for them? The last home game, and also Rivers United away victory. Picking up an away victory was one I'm sure you did not see coming quickly, Samuel.
I didn't see it coming, but the last 11 fixtures between Wiki Tourist and Rivers United have ended in victories for Rivers United. 7 victories and 4 draws between. So it's been a while Wiki Tourist have defeated Rivers United both in the home and away fixtures. So this time around, Rivers United charging for the title. They were able to get the maximum point and came from behind to do that. For Rangers, yes, they have it all to play for, like I mentioned earlier, against Ikorodu in the last game of the season, but it's all interesting and just 1 point between them and the tabletoppers. For Remo Stars, they did themselves a lot of good yesterday by coming back from 1 goal down to get the maximum point, but it's still a lot to play for, because about 3 or 4 teams are still on the same points between, and I think just 8 teams have qualified their place in the MPFL next season. So aside those top 8 sides, from 9th position to 10th position, a lot can still change in the last day of the season. Goals would come in and change the trajectory of the season, and we'll have a lot of stories to tell at the end of the day. For Remo Stars, they need to try and avoid defeat and get maximum points in their last game of the season, and hope results in other grounds go their favor. But Eyimba, Kun Khalifat, Niger Tornadoes are teams that have home matches, which is very important when we're talking about the MPFL. And for Remo Stars going away, they know they are. A lot of teams picked up away victories this weekend, so that shows you that something can still happen for them. But it's looking like my prediction is coming to pass now. Remo Stars will go down by the end of the season.
Okay, great. I love that bold statement. We'll be back here, at the end of the season to discuss that just for you now. Moving away from that, it's confirmed that Rangers International have qualified for CAF Champions League. Also yesterday, Gordon Obaje has now topped the goal chart. Right, a good one. You were just showing me that on the stadium yesterday, and I think it's going to be a great feat for him to achieve that one. Also remember, Joseph Arumala is in the thick of things to see how he can make that one. But for you, what do you think would edge past the goal chart this season?
I think Obaje has done himself well, leading the pack to the last game of the season, but it's going to be him against what's his name? It's going to be against Joseph in the last day of the NPFL on Sunday. So that's the decider, and I think whoever gets the goal amongst them, those are the two contenders at the moment. Or if any of those chasing packs, the likes of Sadiq Ibrahim, Kamari Kuki, can spring up a surprise or something between now and the end of the season, I think we'll be different right now. But right now,
you're talking 4 goals.
Stranger things are happening in football, so I'm not putting it out.
It's not in the NPFL.
Not in the NPFL. 4 goals.
My guys is short.
Okay, so we'll be back to talk about that. Let's talk about Sporting Lagos, the Queen of Sport, quickly. They're champions of the NNL 2025-2026 season after a season defined by grit and consistency and standard performances. The club has climbed to the summit. From early challenges to decisive wins, their campaign reflects what happens when hard work meets quality football. Sporting Lagos and against Inter Lagos, that one ended in favor of Inter Lagos, but an hard-fought final match ends for Inter Lagos claiming the win on the day, but Sporting Lagos will finish Super 4 at the end of the season. Both teams were leveled on points, but the noisy Lagosians ate that one on goal difference. For you, Sporting Lagos are champions. What's the next step for them when it comes to next season in the NPFL?
Well, congratulations to Sporting Lagos, and personally I do think that they'll want to replicate the brilliance that they've displayed over there for this recent way. They want to display it when they get to the NPFL next season. They've already qualified, they've confirmed their qualifications, and they are just one of the teams that we are waiting to see the kind of, the level of intensity and mentor that they're going to bring right there to the NPFL. And we mentioned that it's been a while that we've seen, Sporting Lagos right there in the NPFL. So the fact that they are back, I am looking forward to them giving us that same intensity, that momentum, that level of brilliance and magnificent football that they displayed over there for the fans of the NNL, for them to display it for us at the first and topmost league in Nigerian football. So congratulations to them. We are looking forward to them replicating that level of brilliance, or even more than that, when they eventually set their foot and play their first and subsequent matches in the NPFL.
All right, beautiful. Now, the pictures you're seeing right now is Bayelsa, confirmed relegation already for next season. Sanuri, let's talk about Poland 2026. Here we come for the Falcons to get the job done over 2 legs, and they booked their place for the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup after golden aggregate for them 3-2. Malawi picked up the victory 2-1. Mission accomplished, tickets secured, Poland's await.
I expected more from them. I expected them to defeat the Malawian side, both home and away, but
Mabuba is smiling because she might tell you because they didn't have a good preparation, ahead of this. So she might just say that to you.
What preparations do you want?
Come on, we're not doing that today.
They won the first leg comfortably.
That's Toluwani's words, not mine.
They traveled for the second leg away, and they were not able to secure the victory. But at the end of the day, the goal on aggregate was enough, and congratulations to them. The side have all it takes to go to the World Cup now and prepare. They have everything in the bag. Go back to the drawing board. What went wrong? And I think a lot of things that went wrong on that day was the finishing for the girls. A lot of those girls, they had a lot of chances, but they were unable to convert any of them, and that was the difference between them and the Malawian side. And I think now that they have confirmed their ticket to the World Cup, they need to go on more profitable friendlies now. Look for players of other foreign descent
countries
that they can participate for them and increase their chances, because it was shocking for me the chances these girls missed that day, and for you to have that amount of chances and not be able to put it back of the net, you are going to be punished on the world stage. That is not what you want to repeat yourself, and I think the scouting department and the coach have all it takes in their bag now. Go back to the drawing board, fix 1 or 2 things, find players that will help the cause of the team, and challenge for the World Cup when it comes around.
If not for the victory in the first leg, we might not have seen, the Falconets, get a ticket for Poland.
Well, it's congratulations to the ladies. It's a good thing that they were eventually able to secure the tickets to participate in the Under-20 World Cup in Poland later this year. So, as Norton has mentioned, we're looking forward to them actually giving us a number of, or giving the ladies rather some suitable preparations with a number of teams. That is, more or less outside Africa for them to be able to, better prepare. And then we're looking forward to the coach also announcing the list of ladies who are going to be participating right there at the World Cup. So there's still ample time for them to prepare, get involved in a number of friendlies for us to see who exactly are going to be the final picks and who might have to step aside for others to eventually wear the Nigerian colors when they go over there in Poland. So congratulations to the ladies once more. We're looking forward to them giving us their best performance and also getting the results when they get right there to Poland for the Under-20 World Cup.
All right, beautiful. We'll be rooting for the Falconets right there in Poland. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about some teams who picked up, their league trophy over the weekend. Galatasaray have won the Turkish league title for the 26th time in their 4th season in a row. It's big congratulations to Victor Osimhen. There was so much fun balls around it. And also a quick one, we're just going to talk about all this one quickly. Shakhtar Donetsk also win their 16th Ukrainian league title. Huge job by the Arden Turan, Dajo Sanan, and also the player and the staff. And let me also inform you that AEK Athens have won the Greek league. They won the league with a goal in the 94th minute from João Mario. What a moment for the Portuguese player to hand over, AEK Athens the title. Also, let me bring to knowledge that Como will play European football for the first time in their club history. Top job, from Saworo, and also checked Fabregas, the board, and the players. Let me start off with Sanuruddin for you. All this that we just mentioned right now is in order. Galatasaray, AEK Athens, Shakhtar Donetsk, and also Como are picking up tickets for European football.
Yes, congratulations on those teams on achieving their objectives for the season. Como, we've said it for a long time coming. They look like they're going to play Champions League, but now they've secured at least European qualification. They'll play in the Europa next season. Good one for Cesc Fabregas. It has showcased the work he has put in with the team, and it's coming to the fore now. Congratulations to him and the side and the board and the players. For Galatasaray, it was looking shaky, but Victor Osimhen came to the rescue again, scored for them, and celebrated with the fans, with their fanfare and all. That was very good. Congratulations to them as well. AEK Athens, Martial and others, congratulations to them as well. And it's just nice to see teams clinch the title before the season ends. And I have French players who have not had the chance to play football. We decide, get 1 or 2 minutes and celebrate with the fans. It's just what we play football for. It's victory we all chase, and congratulations to them once again. All
right, beautiful. FC Barcelona becomes the champion of Spain for the 29th time in its history after winning the El Clasico. What a way to do it. And just like Nuruddin said, he was so surprised that you were giving credit to Marcus Rashford over your team. Yesterday, but talk to me about that one. We got a report before that game that Hans Flick, his father, passed away before that game, and what a way to actually clinch your hand on the trophy. Now, let me inform you that the trophies Hans Flick has won for Barcelona since 2024, the La Liga title, back-to-back, the Copa del Rey, the Super Copa Hispania twice, 5 trophies in 2 years. What a manager for FC Barcelona.
And you know what? Congratulations to Hansi Flick. Congratulations to Barcelona. It's actually great that despite the criticism that people are having about Barcelona Highline, and the criticism that they're leaving too many spaces for people to capitalize on, he eventually was able to secure the La Liga title with FC Barcelona right there at Camp Nou. And condolences to him, he lost his father, but then at the same time, congratulations, he was able to end the season in the best ways possible. Not only clinching the title right there in front of your fans, but also doing so in front of your eternal enemies, which is Real Madrid. So congratulations to him. And I must also mention that despite the criticism against FC Barcelona, this season, whereby they won the title, is also their best record. In terms of goal scoring, in terms of the wins and the losses. If we take a look at it, for the past 17 matches that were being played at the Camp Nou, Barcelona have won all 17. They didn't lose any match, that they did draw on home soil. And they only conceded just 9 goals, despite the all emphasis right there on the island. Because if you take a look at the previous season, in the 17-18 season, Barcelona had 16 wins right at the Camp Nou with 3 losses, and 3 draws and 2 losses, and they eventually clinched the La Liga title. But then looking at this manager who came just a fair few seasons ago, he has clinched, I think, 2 titles that you mentioned over the past 4 years. So it's actually great that Barcelona are winning, and then it's just a perfect way for them to clinch La Liga title, and also doing so at an El Clasico in front of the Barcelona fans right there at the Nou Camp.
Beautiful. All right. Big ups to all FC Barcelona fans that watched that game, and also congratulations to them for lifting the trophy this season. I think Gavi and Pedro were talking about one of the greatest accomplishments for them next season would be the Champions League and not the La Liga. Do you agree?
I agree with them. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming.
Since Messi made that statement.
The UEFA Champions League.
This is 2015.
I think this season Real Madrid sort of handed the title over to Barcelona. That is gone now. They have to focus on next season, and let's see what happens. Congratulations to Barcelona and their fans. And Marcus Rashford has been asking lyrically about him staying at Barcelona. Do they have the financial capabilities to retain him and his services next season? We know that when the transfer window opens up, and just congratulations to him, and he did a good job yesterday.
Great. All right. And a quick one before we talk about the old viral incident going on right now with Arsenal and West Ham. Let me inform you that if you're not watching the Scottish title race right now, what are you doing? Because Hearts are currently on top of the table and could become the first club not named Celtic or Rangers to win the Scottish League since 1985. Celtic are breathing down the heart of next four. Arsenal just 2 games to go. For Celtic, and it just happens that the final game of the season is going to be Celtic against Hearts.
Two games to go, and it's all exciting. I watched the home farm derby yesterday. Celtic demolished Rangers, and that is what you want to see from teams challenging for title. Rangers were pushing for the title as well, but now they've been confirmed out of the race now. 2 games to go, last game of the season. That is a blockbuster between Celtic and Hearts, and let's see what happens. Everybody's rooting for Hearts, but I'm rooting for Celtic. I want them to continue the raid. No outsider should come and dismantle what has been going on in the Old Firm derby for a long time. So let's see what happens. 2 games to go, like I mentioned, a blockbuster in the last game of the season, or maybe a title twist in the penultimate game of the season. So the Scottish League is all what it is right now. That is what we want to see. With a lot of leagues settled, attention can now focus on other leagues that are not in the top 5 sides in Europe, and this is one you should keep an eye on if you want to enjoy football.
Right. How's your heart currently? So are you rooting for Hearts? I'm sure Nuruddin maybe does not have a heart again, so maybe it's going for Celtic. But I want to ask you, how's your heart currently? Are you picking Hearts to go for the title?
Well, I think my heart is in a fantastic form.
Beautiful.
And I'm actually rooting for Hearts to eventually secure the title because it's been a long time we've actually been seeing
I'm
this
wondering,
this monotony of Celtic and Rangers over and over. Sometimes
come out and defend yourself against the boys. It's done it time and time again.
The reason they are top of the table presently is because they've also been winning. They are not playing a different set of teams or a different set of players. So they've been winning. And as I said, I actually love to see a new team, new faces eventually lift the title, not the usual faces that we're used to. Yes, the players are fascinating. That's why they are currently there at the second spot on the table. But at the same time, as I mentioned, when we see something over and over again, I'm not used to monotony, so it just gets boring. It's not as if they've been involved in some sort of scandal that talks about how they don't deserve to be at this part of the table. They are there because their performance. I'm not accusing you. I'm not accusing you.
So it's just preference. I want Celtic to continue the long tradition.
Same with me.
And
it's also
for
preference.
Hearts, they've left it too late. They had a very healthy lead ahead of Celtic and Rangers for a long while, and Celtic were even thought at some point in title race. And
but
they just blazed through and are back in touching distance of the title. Let's see what happens on the last day of the season.
But I'm not going to say that even if they had, I have an opportunity to actually to clinch the title, but they eventually drop points along the line, we can still say for me personally, there's no such thing as them deserving the title. It's whether or not they've earned it, and the number of points they gather is going to determine whether they should earn lifting the title or just giving it out to Celtic to eventually clinch it and continue their reign.
All right, it's going to be 16th of May for you to look forward to. That's going to be a big game right there in the Scottish League. Let's move away from that. Let's talk about Arsenal West Ham. It's been a lot of debate for you, West Ham. Arsenal picking up the victory against West Ham in the closing stages of the game. Leandro Trossard giving that one right now. This is what the title race looks like at this point in time. But there have been some controversies in that game. So Nuruddin Alimin, you have been furious since yesterday. Mabubat is of the course saying that's supposed to be a call right there for West Ham. But we can have all pictures looking at it right now. For you, what was that decision? If it was not in favor for Arsenal or West Ham?
It was supposed to be in favor of West Ham. West Ham they decided to get that goal at the end of the day. A lot of incidents has come up in a similar fashion this season, which I think the EPL and the PGML need to sit down at the end of the season to review. The first game of the season for Arsenal against Manchester United at Old Trafford, the same goal Arsenal scored, I think it was Gabriel that got the goal at the end of the day. This same incident, the interference with the goalkeeper, was what was cited by the Manchester United contingent.
Now I want to ask a question. Is this a foul on Raya?
Yes, that's a foul.
Okay.
But that is not the only foul in the box for that season. This is football is in different angles. Rice was holding the waist of Mavropanos in the box. That's a penalty for me any day, anytime. There were several. There are different angles and different fouls that happened in the box against West Ham players, which I think, as I said, the PGMOL and FA need to sit down and address this. This is not how we want to play. This is not wrestling. This is not Royal Rumble. This is not the football we want to play. And if you've given Arsenal this sort of chance against Manchester United on the first game of the season, you've given Arsenal this goal against Chelsea in this same football season.
Aston Villa
in this same football season. What wrong yesterday? It took them 5 minutes to restart over and over again, about 4 minutes 37 seconds just to go over a decision. This is abysmal. This is not what we want to see. If you've given this as a goal, you've chalked this off, you've given the goal against Manchester United, and you came up with apologies that okay, there was wrongdoings in that at the end of the day. Why would this be a different case? Is it because in the title race or what? I don't understand. And for me, this season, this weekend, in the whole of EPL, there were a lot of controversial calls for me, ranging from Manchester United against Sunderland, the match against City and Brentford. Very questionable calls, but the focus on this show this morning is the game against Arsenal and West Ham, which I feel West Ham were robbed, and they were supposed to get that goal yesterday.
Mabuba, it looks like you have a different case, and you're just quiet, wanting, your moment. For you, what went wrong for the game against West Ham and Arsenal?
Okay, so if I am to pick up from where Nuruddin left, I must first of all emphasize by stating that simply because, earlier wrong calls were made in similar situations does not mean that we should ignore a punishable offense.
So,
in that case,
my question was, were Arsenal punished for all of the offenses we're seeing on the screen? That's the question.
Arsenal were not punished in their previous encounters.
Okay, so why should West Ham be punished?
Okay, the reason is because I mentioned earlier, the fact remains that in those encounters that Arsenal did committed similar offenses, it was wrong. They should have been punished. But simply because Arsenal was not punished then does not mean that we should simply ignore this wrongdoing. See, that's the fact. If we are going to debate consistency, it's a different matter entirely. It is a different matter entirely.
That is what you come to. If a team were punished for an offense,
yes,
let the punishment continue.
Yes.
There should be favoritism in
it's not a matter of favoritism.
This is favoritism.
It's not a matter of favoritism.
On the screen, we've seen about 3 or 4 offenses. The VAR checked those incidences and cleared Arsenal to get the favorite. Now again, it's coming in their favor again. It's all wrong. What are the teams that have bear the brunt of these VAR calls and VAR decisions since the beginning of the season and now? Manchester United fans will still come out and tell you the first game of the season, the goal against Arsenal, the goal against Manchester United at Old Trafford, the foul on Bayindir, that was a foul, that was given. Chelsea fans will come with 4 different opinions, and even in the game yesterday, inside the box, the VAR checked that for 5 minutes, and for me, Raya wasn't even in control of that ball. Yes, it's a foul, because if it was Raya wasn't in control of the ball, it was a slight contact, but because of all that surrounded that foul, yes, I'll say it's a foul. But if you've not given that for other goalkeepers this season, several clubs will come with counter opinions and say this has not worked out in their favor. So what changed between that and now? And for what's the name? For the other fouls that happened in the box, what was VAR looking at? That is clear robbery and clear delight.
Quickly, we're wrapping up the show now. So quickly, I just want to hear.
For me, it is not a robbery. Yes, Nuruddin is right when he said that the same has happened to other teams as well. But when it happens to us, like the same like some sort of preference or bias, he himself said that it was a foul. And I'll actually disagree when he said that Raya was not actually in control when the corner kick was given. Raya did grab the ball for slight seconds.
Bayindi grabbed the ball.
Raya got a hold of the ball, and Felipe grabbing Raya's and interfered with the play. So yes, it was not a penalty.
What about this? Okay, what of the grab on Mavropanos' waist from Rice?
Okay, in that particular situation.
No. What of the foul? What of the grab?
In that situation whereby Rice was grabbing
He hugged Mavropanos until he came into the net.
All right, guys.
And
let's-
VAR checked
all right,
that for
all right,
5
all
minutes,
right,
and,
all right,
and
guys.
all the
The
come
fact
up
still
with
remains.
checking
The
off the
fact
goal.
still
So it
remains.
means
The
that
fact
Arsenal picked up all 3 points.
Arsenal picked up all 3
3
points,
okay.
and that situation right there, it was a foul,
All right, no
and
problem.
that goal was rightly cancelled as it should be.
All right.
If there is inconsistency with the decision of the referee is being acquired, then the referee should be the ones whereby we're having discussions with, not whether we should allow a wrongdoing just for the sake of it. It was wrong. It's not about suddenly. It's not about suddenly.
We need to wrap up the show
The rules
now.
exist.
We'll be back
Number
here
12 clearly
tomorrow.
states that whenever there's an offense whereby an opponent, grabs someone or interferes with the play, then it is
the
a
rule
foul
books come
committed.
We need to move. We need to move because
Okay,
of our
let's
time.
just move on.
We need to move because of our time. We need to draw the curtain on today's show. We'll be back here tomorrow to discuss all of this, and also the fans would have their own say in the comment section. Tomorrow also we'll be talking about basketball, tennis, and more sport updates right here on Dominion Sport. I want to say a big thank you to the producer and the crew. We're going to say again tomorrow. Stay blessed and bye for now.